Hey there, welcome back to another video. This time around, it is another rant, and the topic is James Cameron and why he needs to stop. Specifically, why he needs to stop butchering and botching his own films on physical media like it's a bad plastic surgery job. Because, for fuck's sake, this man just cannot help himself for some fucking reason. And I know for some people they're like, why? Like, who cares? When I show you this or this, which are real screenshots from the recent digital 4K release of True Lies, I think you might understand why this topic is worthy of such fire and fucking brimstone. I haven't been this frustrated and this pissed off about something in a long fucking time. So for those of you who have been wanting to see the old school OCP, the OCP that was uh going hard and just really fucking furious at things, here you go. This is a return to form, so to speak, because this is so unacceptable on every fucking level imaginable. So my naive ass thought that James Cameron learned his lesson after the just disastrous 4K release of Terminator 2. Because he even mentioned that it was not done properly and that it was the 3D version that looked a certain way for the 3D in theaters, and it wasn't intended to be released in 2D in 4K. Studio Canal screwed up and they released the wrong version, and he wasn't happy with it. And he even agreed with the criticism of the Terminator 2 4K. So I thought that after all these years, after seeing how bad that 4K was, how it looked like a smeared, DNR'd fucking disaster, that I would think that James Cameron would learn from that mistake. But I was fucking wrong. I was totally fucking mistaken, because apparently James Cameron cannot do the right thing. He cannot separate his fucking ego from the equation to save his fucking life. Because when it comes to the releases of The Abyss, True Lies, and Aliens that are going to be coming out in 4K on disc in 2024 and are available digitally now in 4K, the man learned fucking nothing. In fact, he did an even worse job. The True Lies 4K on digital is literally the worst 4K transfer I've ever had the displeasure of seeing. I didn't pay for it because there's no fucking way I'm paying a goddamn dime for that fucking mess where Arnold's looking like he has fucking googly eyes and everybody looks like their face has been smoothed over with a fucking steamroller. So apparently, James Cameron, because his ego is larger than not only his own body, but an entire body of fucking water, the man could not let things just be the way they are when it comes to the transfers of these films that the folks at Disney or the folks at Fox worked on and finished. He had to get involved and come in there and stick his fucking dick into these releases and just smear his cum everywhere with the help of AI, because that is necessary for some fucking reason, apparently. And what do I mean by AI? James Cameron, Jimmy Cammy, he decided in post processing to take some AI algorithm and apply it to The Abyss, True Lies, and Aliens to sharpen things, to make the film look better, according to him and his warped fucking mind. Because he's actually on record saying that he doesn't like the way some of his older films look. He doesn't like all the grain. He doesn't like that they look like films. So what he did is he used technology, which of course he did because the man is obsessed with technology. He used technology in the form of an AI algorithm and utilized it and unleashed it upon the transfers of The Abyss, True Lies, and Aliens in 4K, and just created some unholy abomination of DNR and over sharpening. And I am just beside myself. The True Lies transfer, it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable levels of fucking shit. The DNR, the sharpening, the smoothening, the fucking shots where Arnold looks like he has googly eyes because the AI can't figure out how to replicate the iris of an eyeball correctly. It's just like, oh my God. It's enough to make you want to puke everywhere. Out your mouth and out your asshole. I just, I can't believe it. I thought he learned his lesson, but I should have known better. And I know some people will say, well, it hasn't come out on disc yet. True Lies will not look any better. Trust me. Because the shit that was done to that print is all because of this AI algorithm. And unless that shit is undone before the film comes out in 4K on disc, that's still going to be there. Where Arnold looks like he's climbing up walls made out of fucking dough. Shit is swirling. You got fucking shots of people with their faces just moved over, looking like wax. And I've heard that The Abyss and Aliens are, let's just say, not as bad as True Lies, but they still have their moments. And for me, that's still unacceptable. There should be no moments. There should be no moments with any of these transfers where you're like, wow, that looks like ass. That looks terrible. What is up with this sharpening? What is up with this DNR? Why the fuck is that there? We shouldn't have to be saying that. This shouldn't be a part of the fucking equation. But Jimmy Cammy had to come in again and swing his big dick and be like, all right, here it is. And oh, now everything looks smeary. That's because I came all over it. Because I'm fucking Big Dick Jim. Just like, I don't fucking get it. It's so disappointing and disheartening. I will still get these releases, but I I am not going to hold back when I see these releases on disc. Like if things look the same, especially with True Lies, I'll do another video just talking about how bad the True Lies 4K is and why you shouldn't fucking buy it. It's a disgrace. It really is, especially in True Lies' case. The Abyss and Aliens, we'll see. And here's the thing, I'm the type of guy I definitely need to see it for myself. And with True Lies in the Abyss, like that would be the most disappointing because the Aliens already has a good Blu-ray. It's not perfect. There are some issues with some of the coloring and the color grading and whatever. But the Blu-ray that you have of Aliens still looks good. Still looks like a film. But True Lies and from what I'm hearing, The Abyss, which is changing things, taking out the grain, making it look more like it's a digital film because James Cameron, for some reason, doesn't like his films looking like films. That's another thing. Like, apparently, he does not like his films looking like they were shot on film. So that's why he's using all this AI shit and doing all this crap and post processing to make his films look like they were shot digitally. Like they just came out yesterday. And I'm like, dude, these were shot on film. Like I've heard good things about the Titanic 4K, but I've also heard that that also suffers from similar issues in some shots where it's got this DNR and it's got this sharpening and things look like they are just shifted and messed with so that they look like it's digital instead of being shot on film. And I don't get it. That's another thing that's just completely baffling to me because what is the problem? That's an advantage. Films that look like films, that's a good thing because film has a certain look to it that's different, that's unique, that's inherently its own, that digital can't come close to. But it's a problem that a film looks like a film now? Yeah, according to James fucking Cameron, it is. Like, this is such a fail that even if some of these other transfers just turn out to be not apocalyptically fucking awful, it's still a fail because they shouldn't be bad at all. After all this time with The Abyss and True Lies, both of these transfers should be fucking flawless. After so much time that has passed, there's no reason for them to look bad in any fucking capacity whatsoever. There's no reason to have too much DNR. There's no reason for them to have over sharpening. There's no reason for them to look like they have been fucking botched by the worst plastic surgeon in the fucking planet. There's no reason for that. I hope for all that is fucking holy and good in this world that with any of Jim I hope for the love of anything that's holy and good in this world that Jimmy Cammy is locked out of the fucking studio the next time a remaster or a 4K of one of his films is in the works. Like if there's one that's going to be in the works for the Terminator, his ass needs to be outside the fucking studio. And his AI and his technology obsession along with it for the good of those films and for the good of everybody. Because there's not a single fucking person who is a fan of these films other than James fucking Cameron and his yes men that surround him that want to see any of these films look like this. And I'm telling you, if these 4K disc releases look this bad, have reviews that are this fucking savage, the sales won't be good for any upcoming 4K releases of these films either, especially if they know that James Cameron is involved. And, oh, well, it's his films. Does he legally have to be there? I know he has to sign off on the transfer, but does he legally have to be involved in the post processing? Does he legally have to be involved in that capacity? If he doesn't have to be, then he can fuck right off and go back to his mansion and whack off to the latest technology in the privacy of his own fucking home and leave these fucking films alone. This is worse than George Lucas shit. Because George Lucas came in and he added shit that didn't need to be there, but the films still looked like they should. They didn't look noticeably fucking bad and altered because of someone's ego and their obsession with technology and being cutting edge. It's one of those things where it's a double-edged sword for James Cameron right now. His obsession with technology and the latest greatest tech is a big reason why his contributions to visual effects and film in general has been so beneficial. It's been so amazing. It's something that I really do appreciate when it comes to his work for 3D and Avatar and what he did with the new Avatar and the Way of Water and the way that he's spearheading just amazing, unbelievable advancements in visual effects and technology for cinema and new ways to immerse people into new worlds and new landscapes that have never been seen before in that capacity on film. But it's also something that is killing his other films in his filmography and killing the fans and stabbing them in the fucking ass because this obsession with technology is also leading to him using technology in places it doesn't need to be fucking used in. AI is still kind of in its infancy. It's still in the process of working out the kinks. It is not reliable enough to be trusted with remastering, upscaling, and sharpening and doing anything with a entire movie. It just isn't yet. But here we are. The only reason why AI is involved, the only reason why any of this is fucking happening, and the reason why True Lies looks so fucking terrible, and why these other transfers are looking kind of dubious as well, is because of this. Just fucking stop already, James Cameron. Because what is happening with James Cameron and his obsession with technology and his ego running rampant is literally fuck around and find out when it comes to physical media. This is what happens when you fuck around and then you find out that, wow, this shit isn't ready. This shit is fucking cooked. AI can't handle this shit. This looks like fucking ass. This is a fucking disaster. This is a epic fucking failure of momentous proportions. And all of it could have been avoided if James Cameron just didn't decide to fuck around and find out.